Well, the next step with this job is the lead. And sometimes you want an envelope to make some jottings on the back, an old envelope from post. Yeah, just to jot down measurements and things. This, of course, is another love letter from these people. They're telling me that they're going to come and visit. I wish they'd come and visited over the last 3 weeks when I was feeling poorly. They could have gone with a prescription to the chemist for me, or made me a cup of tea. But no, they're telling me they're going to visit. And it would be good if they did, because what I'm up to is actually a sort of two-handed job. Now, I've watched all sorts of clever people doing this. I've watched all their videos, and there's nothing like having a go to work out how you're doing it, or the easiest way of doing it. Now, when you go to the lead shop and buy the lead, the channel, it sort of comes as a coil. And obviously the first thing you need to do is to make it straight and cut it to length. And this is where you sort of want 9 hands. Yeah, I shouldn't have the camera in one hand, should I? But what I've discovered is the easiest way of straightening and cutting this to length is to use a bit of tongue and groove material in the vise, in the bench, and you sort of straighten the lead as you go onto the tongue. And when you want to cut it, just cut it straight down through the tongue. If you try to cut it freehand or loose, you end up bending it and all sorts. So just drop it over the tongue of some tongue and groove, cut it. Now, these are not quite the right length, so I shall cut them to size. And yeah, when you take the next bit off the coil using 2 hands, you straighten it on the tongue. You get the idea. As that goes on, it straightens, and it's nice and soft. And yeah, then you measure what you want and you cut it. Right, okay, that's all for today. We'll cut these bits to the right size. I'm square cutting, just butt jointing with solder. No fancy, no fancy cuts, just sort of straight on. Solder it all up. It's a good move to have a rigid edge to work against. That will support that as I sort of bosh it in and straighten it and put the glass in and put the other channel through there, and then support it and solder it all up. But there we are, that's all for today, I'm afraid.